Well, it is Wednesday, and not always, but when I can on Wednesdays, I like to bring you guys an update of everything going on in the barn, top to bottom, an update of all the horses. So let's get right to it. ACDC trained good today. I talked about getting those splints crowd. I know it's taken a little bit. We opted to get all our splints, except for Solidarity, who had to leave. Dr. Latessa had to order the nitrogen in. It's been in, but we had to work with a block of time that, one, didn't impact the horse's training as much, and two, a block of time that Dr. Latessa could work with also. So, let me see. When it comes to the training, I figured the Saturday afternoon after they train would make the most sense. That gives us the most time before they're supposed to train again. I don't see any rain days coming up on a Wednesday or a Saturday, so no guarantees, but I'm hopeful that they can get those splints cryoed on Saturday afternoon after they train, and if they're not too reactive, that we can get them right back in the swing of things on Wednesday. No guarantees, but that is the penciled in plan for right now. So that will be what will happen with ACDC. I've been happy with the way the guy's been training. I'm sure it'll be that much better when we get those splints crowd. He'll be done Saturday afternoon. Aunt Sarah, little rambunctious today, old Sarah. She was feeling good. I think Amy wish she had it backwards. She just kind of moved her over and let her rock. But she did the right thing. She tried to get her to settle. Sarah's been good, one of our better trainers, and a very rare mistake from her today. Blue rare, no mistakes for her for quite a while. She has been creeping too, and I think if we do a top 10 list this week, which I don't know if we will or we will not, Blue Rare likely will be on the top of that list for anybody doing one. Just seems like she is a pretty gifted filly. Capistrano Nights was great today. I was really happy with her. She finished up good, but she looked comfortable. Most importantly, she looked comfortable. Cherry's Girl. There's 3 horses with minor quarter cracks that we can fix up, but I wanted to see if they could go today. More importantly, I wanted to see if they'd go today. If they'd look for a way out, if they would roll off, if they would just make a break, or whether they'd just bite down on it, get it done. I was hoping for the latter, and I was not disappointed. Cherry's Girl trained great. Was very, very good today. Tyler was happy with her. I was ecstatic with her because she did have a reason to make a break today and chose to ignore it. And that goes a long way in the category of work ethic. So good job by Cherry's Girl today. Degas getting her back on track. Eric went with her, come first over. Got a little more weight on her right now. I want to look at her race, her training trip a couple more times. I saw, the first thing I noticed was she had quite a bit of action. She got a lot of weight on up front. Do we shear that weight off and just put a set of trot and hobbles on her? Or do we leave her as is right now? I'm torn. I don't know. I'll let you know when I know. But not a bad mile from her. Diosa Della Danza looked powerful today. Not very often the babies will stack up 2 by 2. The horse on the outside just kind of settle in the last turn, and Jason just put her to sleep a little bit, and then just kind of hit the buzzer coming out of the turn, and she was gone. Man, she looked good. Took off, put me away with Sweet Lake, and made her like it. And then Millie Girl, who's been also great, couldn't run her down, and no one else made an inch of ground up. Diosa Della Danza looked legit and looked very, very good today. Impressed with her. Don't Ask Again improved again today. Now, I can't say that I recall. I'm going to have to go back and watch her video also. But Jason Merriman went with her and said every week she gets a little bit better, and this was no different. She was better again today. Dune has been training good in Ontario. I've been happy with Dune. Emerald Tom, I had a pretty strong hold on Jailbird Jog today, the entire last 3/8 of the mile in particular, and had her shut down halfway down the lane. And Emerald Tom came sweeping up on the outside. He might have got by me. I have no idea if he did or didn't. But Jailbird Jog was good. But Emerald Tom was also tremendous. I want to make sure I don't jump over anybody here. Go Strong Hanover was great again today. Horse just always is good. Head to Know was castrated. Hanger 1, I galloped him after him, man. He had a lot of fun. He literally felt like he'd just run right through his bridle today. He felt good, felt happy and content in the warm-up, jogging him around. This may sound silly to a lot of older horsemen out there. Say, why would you train a baby on the gallop? When he's in the barn, he looks at you like he understands. But then we'll go out and get really hot, bothered, and fractious. I just wanted him to relax, but at the same time put work into him. And man, he had a lot of fun today. He was out galloping and pulled up good, trotted away 1, 2, 3, 4, and looked really good. I'll probably do that for a couple of weeks with him, and then and the whole point of doing it also was I felt that 230 speed he struggled at. He get hot, he'd interfere a little bit, then he'd get angry, he'd get frustrated. And I said, well, why don't we just reconvene your training when everybody else has been in 220, 225, somewhere around there. So that's exactly what we're going to do with, and that's exactly why I did that with Hanger 1. He's a Fearless Peter, was very good again today. Johnny Sioka went with him. He was good. Highest honors. Don't know if I've ever seen him as good as he was today. That was a good mile from him. The way he did it was impressive. Just did a great job. Really, really impressed with what I saw from Highest Honors today. In New York, made a little break on Tyler today, but Tyler was quick to stick up for him and say it was my fault. I had his hobbles on just a hair too loose. I've been going with them. I know how tight they're supposed to be, and they were just a little bit loose today. All right, that's an easy fix. Jailbird Jog was great. Very raw piece of clay here. We really are going to have to, now that we got her trotting good, we got her squared away, we're really going to have to work to keep her in check and in a way that she learns quickly, because today it was just raw power, which I love to see. There's nothing wrong with that. But I would like to see it more contained, more structured. And that's what we're going to work on over the next little while with Jailbird Jog, but she is a very, very strong filly. Joj Photag is improving. Happy to report she is improving. She looks good. I've been happy with Joj Photag. Jolene Hall was better again today. Jason ended up putting her on the front. He said, I didn't want to, but you were running over the top of me, and I didn't want to sit there anymore, so I put her on the front. That's fair ball. All right, cool. She did her work. He had to chase her on and chase her on and chase her on, but she did her work really well. My God, that guy almost cleaned that guy out from behind. Goodness, man. It's traffic. Just relax. Judy's money. First day with the hobbles on. This is the first day that Judy ever felt hobbles touch her legs, and it was like she'd had them on all winter. She was great. Finished up her mile. Jason said she was absolutely perfect. That is tremendous to hear. Very happy to hear that. Leland Hanover did jump on his foot a little bit today. We took his shoe off, just gave him the day off. If he feels fine tomorrow jogging, he doesn't wear anything. He only wears a bridle to train, same as he does to jog. So if he feels good tomorrow morning, I'll spin him a little bit and blow him out. My apologies again to Marco and all my partners that were, kind of hoping to see Leland. You're going to see him, don't worry. I just didn't want to push him too hard today. Lifting Legends, training good. He trained good the other day. Jogged good the other day in Ontario. He was training good up until we castrated him. I believe he'll only get better from here on in. He should have trained today. I'm going to reach out to Dominic and ask him how everything went today north of the border. Love Sensation, never better a day in her life than she was today. And even Eric was the first one to say it right after. This filly is really turning into a nice filly, and she looked great training today. Megan's lucky day, don't blame her for that. That was my fault. I put her in a dumb position and got rewarded with a break. It was not her fault. Millie Girl, great, finished up her mile good. A little stocked up behind, but she ate all her breakfast, had no temperature, no coughing, no mucus, no nothing. Just think it's something a little bit viral. You would think it did kind of knock perfection back a little bit. Perfect Thought was not on her game today either. Millie Girl, the third one with her legs stocked up in the barn, was awesome. She finished up strong. So quite the work ethic on her too, to go out and put in 105% when obviously she was not at 105%. So good job by Millie Girl. My Name is Swaney did well. We're gonna move the other pacer back into the pacing sets. The big guy, what's his name? Highest Honors. and we're going to move Swaney back into there. Just get her confidence back up. She is, it's frustrating when you're the 5th best pacer in a set of 5. Well, she was 4th, I guess, today, but it's a frustrating endeavor, right, to continue to go out there and do it. So we'll move her around, back over with some of the trotters, and I'll move Highest Honors back into the pace where he was awesome today. Makes the most sense. Neuromancer, I talked extensively about him in the recap of the sets. Very impressed with this horse today. Very, very, very impressed. And I loved him before today. He got on my nerves a little bit this week. I ended up putting the hobbles back on him, but I loved him before today, man. That was an impressive feat. He did a great job today. Perfection Hanover, as I said, a little flat this morning, but still doing his work well. Same as Perfect Thought. Neither of them were on the top of their game today, but I'm sure that will pass quickly. Pretty Eyes and Lies will be back at it on Saturday. Rico Tubbs, a little flat today. It wasn't Rico Tubbs' fault or a virus's fault. It wasn't even really Johnny's fault. The kid's new to the barn. He doesn't want to make any mistakes, and he just wanted to go around and kind of blend in, fly under the radar, not get in any trouble. And I think he was just a little too conservative with Rico today, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Riding the Rodeo was good last week. Again, I'll reach out to Dominic about today's training, which was good. Rose Run Bobby was awesome this morning. Also, very, very happy with Rose Run Bobby. Royal Duchess showed a lot of gumption, a lot of heart and desire today to do her work, and that I expected nothing less from her. She looks cranky in the barn. But when you put her on the track, you never sit behind her and say, oh my God, this is this super talented filly. No, not really. She's just a meat and potatoes grinder type. I told you who she reminds me of, Coupe de Ville, and very few horses in 2024 and 23 had more of my attention and respect than Coupe de Ville. Just a really nice filly. I see a lot of her quirks and a lot of her in, even though they're not related, in the way Royal Duchess goes about her work. So interested to see how the rest of the year turns out for her. Royal Flush Deal. Great conversation with a number of people today. Most importantly, Dr. Latessa. I said he's knuckling over a lot, but it's mostly right hind. He said maybe a little immature in that right stifle. I don't see much lameness from him, so I want to believe it's something we can attack, be aggressive with, and that we can treat. First and foremost, maybe switch up his EPM medication to something a little more aggressive. Maybe a Marquis or even diclozolol jugs. I'll leave that to Dr. Latessa, whatever he thinks. Maybe we used to iodine stifles all the time. Don't do it a whole lot. Never do it in Canada that I've seen in quite a while. But Dr. Latessa does it sometimes, but not even as much as we used to with him. And I think this is the type of horse that would really help. If we can mitigate, and I'm not helping him either. We still got aluminums on him behind. Got to get those off. Put a set of full swedges back on that horse. Even pound that swedge down a little bit so he can roll over that toe even a little more behind. Less sticking on the ground, and we'll see if that helps. But when it comes to Royal Flush Deal, what I saw today was a horse that was more than happy to do his work. Very strong in doing his work. He just needed help doing his work. So Royal Flush Deal, I had no problem. I know somebody messaged me later and said, "Oh, Royal Flush Deal, tons of shares up for sale." I said, "Well, you guys can do what you want. There's a reason that I'm going with this horse now. It's not his attitude. He's not lame. He's not crippled. He's not even having trouble trotting. Well, he is, but it's not a mechanical issue as much as it's his issue, a skeletal issue, I guess. I guess that's not even the right word. Truthfully, I think he may be a little immature. There goes that. He might be a little immature in his... back over here, you. Thank you. A little immature in his actual stifle cords, but I don't think that'll be a problem moving forward for Royal Flush Deal. Simply Chaotic I was shocked how good he was the other day, how impressed I was with him. There's horse was coming off castration, coming off procedure, taking OCD out. They said he could be a little pouty sometimes, a little cranky. He made the odd break. He was this, he was that. Horse was all business. when I went with him the other day. I thought the horse was really good. In fact, I do want to call Dom. This next one also, Solidarity. Did he train today? How was Simply Chaotic? How did everybody go? I should have asked it before I did this video. I apologize, I did not. I'll get to the bottom of that and update you guys tomorrow. Steady Volo was great again. Good. You know, Jason said, a little flat finishing up his mile, but that's rare for him. And I said, well, there is obviously a little virus going through the barn. There's 3 different horses in 3 different places with legs stocked up, and 2 of the 3 of them were fairly flat today. So I suspect actually one of them is quite close to Steady Volo on the other side of the wall. So I suspect he's just a tiny bit flat. Solidarity, Steady Volo, Steph's Hope. She starts back on Saturday, 2.4 miles. I have to stay on the I-71. Okay. Steady Volo, Steph's Hope, as I said, starts back Saturday. Sterling Hanover was good today. Like what I see from this guy. Really, really starting to turn it on. Supermind, very quietly, very, very good. You guys are going to have to pay attention to this guy. He looks very good out there and strong. When he's got it going on, when he has his work together on a training day, he looks very, very impressive. Sweet Lake was good today. Beat fair and square by Diosa Della Donza. But I think we're going to get those flip-flops off her now and put a set of full swedges on her. I like what I've seen from Sweet Lake for quite a while. We were dancing pretty good on the end of it today, and it took just a filly that's just a tiny bit sharper than her right now to bring her down. Where are we going here? 2 miles, turn right onto the I-70 west. Okay, I think I can accommodate that. I-70 west, towards Dayton, Cincinnati, I see. Tomboy Strong was very good today also. Amy had her sitting 5th. I knew we were going to smoke pretty good on the end of it, and I was curious how that would work out for Tomboy Strong. She was charging on the end of it. But again, I can't wait. I just want to go with her just one day, just to drop the hammer on her, see what she can do. But I'll tell you what, she never makes a mistake, and she's always impressive. So she's just a nice filly. Uncle Danny was good until he made a break today. As I said in the earlier video, real sloppy kind of tail on him. You know, from a vet and from a trainer standpoint, there are clear indications that maybe some EPM was bothering him. This is common. I know you hear that and you're like, oh my God. No, it's not that bad. It's pretty run-of-the-mill, pretty ordinary, but it is something there to stay on top of. And then Jason was one that looked it up and said, hey, it was 5 weeks ago that we Baycox this horse. I said, well, you just answered your own question then. That's exactly what took place with the horse today. Woodmere Bullet's been training good. Smitty sent me a video the other day. I'll get it. It's a little grainy, but I'll see if I can get it out to you guys and get it up on the site again. Zena Kemp starts back Saturday training also. Those are all your 2-year-olds. Now, as we head into the 3-year-olds, Arrowhead Hanover, I don't think I've ever been as impressed with him. He trotted 53-4. He won in 55. He won in Dayton. This guy almost clipped me. He won in Delaware. You know, it's easy for me to come down here and not come from somewhere where the traffic is like this. I remember trying to get to Woodbine or Barrie, any of those places, and the traffic just being so horrendous. And then to come down here, you see people doing stupid things, but it's simply because they don't have to ever deal with traffic, right? Or they don't know what it's like not to be in traffic. You get people that are frustrated. I would go crazy if you had to be in this every single day. Man, oh man. That is frustrating. You see the faces of people and they about to rip out around you. Just relax, man. Just go easy. So Arrowhead Hanover, thoroughly impressed. 27-3 yesterday in that wind was. If you would have said to me, if I was there and I felt that wind, I know what it was like, and I said, hey, I got to go just school that horse, and you schooled him and said, yeah, I come 27-3, I'd be like, yeah, you're lying. It's not possible. That's what kind of wind it was. For him to come out 56 and a piece, 27-3, he's ready to rock. Not only is he ready to rock, I love the way this horse looks now. He was accelerating as we went into the wind. Now, obviously, to go 27-3, you have to, but it's not just that he was sustaining speed. He was accelerating through the wind, and it's so hard to, 1, do, and 2, believe. Arrowhead Hanover looked extremely good in training. I have no idea if he's going to be a stallion horse or a sire stake horse or catch some of those bigger races. I have no idea. I can tell you one thing, though. He is really, really good right now. And I think it's worth mentioning also, I say the horse is good and everybody's proud and they're like, oh, that's awesome, the horse is good. But you don't really know how he got good. Amy has done an incredible job with this horse. She takes care of her and Carla take care of this horse every day. And Amy has trained this horse the last 8 out of 10 times he's trained. She's gone with him. And, man, he is very, very good right now. Aunt Lily will be qualifying Thursday. Jason's worried, she's got the rail, and do you want me to put the hobbles on her? I said, Jason, she's going to have to qualify twice anyway. He told me the other day he trained her in 2-3 last half and 58 apiece. So let's qualify her without the hobbles on. If she makes a break, she makes a break. If she doesn't, and you want to qualify her with the hobbles on, then we'll qualify her with the hobbles on. But before she steps into any, we have her paid into the Hackett. Somebody messaged me and he said, hold on. You have Freedom Hill not paid into the Hackett, but you've Aunt Lily paid into the Hackett. You need to explain this to me. Well, I can explain it easily. One, Aunt Lily's a better horse. Not by a lot, but by a little bit. She is a better horse. Secondly, Aunt Lily has 200,000 Canadian made, so what's that, 140? I only say that because when I look her up on Trackit, it says 200. I know it's not 200. I know it's Canadian. But she's got, 135, 140, 145 something made, and 3 or 4 wins. There's not a ton of places to race. You could race her against Arrowhead Hanover, and he would kill her. Or you could race her against Open Company, which wouldn't be wise. So there's not a lot of places to race an Aunt Lily, except for the Hackett, right? Maybe get her in the Nommers a 4 somewhere. But again, there's no walkovers there. Whereas Freedom Hill fits in Elmer's a 2. For the next 6 to 8 weeks, she fits in Elmer's a 2. And honestly, today is the 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. The staking day is Saturday, which means it's Monday. And if she goes out and races great on Saturday, fine, I'll pay her into the Hackett. Not a big deal. But why would I worry about shipping her down here to race against fillies that she likely is going to struggle beating when I can leave her at Northfield and have no struggles whatsoever? Remember, we got to race them all year. I don't want them stretched out in every race. Easy wins this time of year, and as I say that, there's no easy wins. But easy wins this time of year are the most important. Look what it's done for Foxy Seaside. So that's where I would stay. I would say, yeah, Freedom Hill, no big deal. Leave her in Northfield. Aunt Lily, find less places to race her so we could put her in the Hackett. But quite frankly, they could both go in the Hackett. I have very little interest in running Freedom Hill all the way down 3-4 hours down to 4 hours down to Miami Valley to race against what could be any type of horse. These aren't going to be, the Hackett is never easy. It's never a walkover. There's going to be some tough sire stake horses in the Hackett also. You can be absolutely 100% for sure of that. So, Aunt Lily. Blue Ventura didn't get in this week. Trained good on Saturday, I was told. We were training him up in preparation of getting him in to go at Northfield Park. That did not happen yet, but it should happen on, I guess, Tuesday he'll be entered to race, or Wednesday, whatever day he should get in, I would imagine. Cadeau is in tonight. Tyler Angus is going to drive Cadeau. He jumped off a couple of horses to drive Cadeau, and I appreciate that. He was pouting last night a little bit that he was having a bad run the last 48 hours. You know what, kid, this is a tough game. You're gonna have to find a way to smile through the tough days. It's not easy sometimes, but put your head down and things will work out. And I hope he wins with the horse tonight. Cadeau has been racing pretty good, and Tyler's been driving very good. Captain Incredible trained yesterday, trained good. I'm going to probably train him a little stronger on. I guess I can train him Friday. I'm going to train. I'm not going to train him that strong. I'm going to train Gorgeous Package tomorrow. We'll talk about her in a minute. But Captain Incredible will train Captain Incredible up pretty good on Friday. I'm thinking 1.5 miles, 2:12. the last mile, somewhere around there. Century Legion, I trained Century Legion at 59. I was happy with the changes we made. Unfortunately, we weren't rewarded with a spot on the bus. We did not get the race this week. So he'll be in next week. I guess we'll come back with another stiff training with him on Friday. And although he'll be showing off 2 or 3 weeks, he won't be short. I can tell you that right now. Dancing by myself. I kind of kicked that can down the road this morning and this afternoon. I haven't really thought about that much. I'm going to get to that as the afternoon bleeds into the night about what we're going to do with Dancing by Myself. I said it to the announcer happened to be in the race office today, and he goes, I picked you for second last night. I said, I thought your pick was safe. I think he's an okay horse. It's just one thing after another with this guy, and I'm left asking myself, overall, is he good enough? I said, we may end up having to sell him. And he'll be a decent horse. So I don't think he's going to be a decent horse now, but he's one of those horses where, there's probably a handful of horses that I just check up on Standardbred Canada every so often just to see what they're doing, because I thought they would go forward. And this guy, he just may need a little bit of time. It's funny, our blacksmith, Enos, is an Amish guy, and he bought Trevino on green. And he kept him. He said, man, he's a big, strong bugger. I said, if you just deliver mail with that guy for about 6-7 months, he might be a really nice horse, and he might be a really good 4-year-old. So I think that's the type of situation I feel we're in with Dancing by Myself. Fire and Shine is in Sunday. Trained great today, Jason said. Foxy Seaside, 2.5 weeks off. Put her on Lasix, give her 2.5 weeks on the grass. Freedom Hill is in Saturday. We just talked about her quite a bit. Gaslight Hall, Jason put a blister on his stifles on Saturday, which is pretty normal, but he got really stiff in them to the point where he drew blood, thought he might have tied up. He did not. Just being a little bit of a pansy about it. So he didn't train today. I said to Jason, well, listen, at the end of the day, if it's bothering him a little bit, fine. Just don't train him today, and we'll train him on Saturday. So he's going to get a free training day out of it, a free pass on a training day out of it. Gorgeous Package. I'm going to train Gorgeous Package at about 56 tomorrow morning in preparation of one of a number of paths she can go on. At Miami Valley today, there is must be fillies and mares, 4 or 5 that Jason told me is going there. So I'll when I get there, I'll try to watch that race in particular, see how that goes. Otherwise, she can go to the Meadows. Not where's a 2 but 4. I don't know what's at Northfield for. I don't think there's a whole lot, but we have at least 2 options with her. All of them are going to need her to be on her very best and on her toes. I've trained her at 58, qualified her at 59. I'm going to train her tomorrow at 56 at Northfield Park, and then you can be sure when she steps on the track next week, she'll be ready to rock. Grand Old Chap trained yesterday. Trained good, Eric said. I probably should go with him Friday, I guess. Grand Slam Deal's going to school tomorrow. Eric's going to school her tomorrow. I asked him to go a mile on 2-2 with her. He trained her Saturday and said she was awesome. He goes, I haven't gone with her a while since you've been going with her. He said Saturday was the first day I gone with her to bed. Man, she is really good right now. I said, yeah, she is very good right now. So you school her on Thursday around 2-2, and you tell me how you like her. We plan on racing her next week at Northfield. I know I said she's going to Mohawk, and I suspect she will. When Gymboree does well tonight, which I hope she will, tomorrow, I hope she will, then we'll have a place for Grand Slam Deal very, very soon. Of course you kicked me out of the site. Why wouldn't you do that? So that was Grand Slam Deal. Gymboree in tomorrow. She's in a good spot again. I suspect she'll be low odds tomorrow if I was to guess at Mohawk. Manhattan Money, I suspect, will qualify again Friday, and then we'll see if we can get him raced at Mohawk. Melisandre, how impressive was she the other day? I liked her. I thought she was great. Qualifier, win in 2 minutes, 29 at the end of it, last half 58. I thought she looked very, very good. There's a filly also. I could quietly say that she could go back to, or she could go to Mohawk also. We'll see. Never Lose Felix. Oh, I jumped over Mountaineer Prince. How could I forget Mountaineer Prince? Was not impressive yesterday. I got to tinker a little bit more with him also. We talk about EPMNs. Maybe we'll run a course of Marquis through him also. And see if we can get him trotting just a hair better. Man, he's a frustrating little bugger. Never Lose Felix, first start on Lasix. He should be fine on Thursday. I'm excited to race him. Hopefully I'll see a difference. Oh, He'll Know is in Friday. Did a little vet work on her. You should see her a little bit better on Friday. Resolve Indeed will be schooling on Friday. Her and I jumped over Chicago Hall. I went right over Chicago Hall. Him and Resolve Indeed will be schooling on Friday at Mohawk. Rose Run AJ, Rose Run Alexander are both in this week. AJ drew the outside again. Alexander, we changed her shoes ever so slightly again. Put a go straight on her. She should be good. If she's not, she's coming back to Ohio. So we'll see how she does on Friday, I think. Friday night. Maybe Thursday, I'm not sure. Rosetta's back in. I know we're going to have some people throwing darts at us because I put James back on Rosetta after Jody won with her twice. At least once. And I'll stand behind them. That's just the way it is. Speed of Sound, back training now. She was another one. I want to get a hold of Dominic. She trained today. Westland Warrior is going to race here in about 10 minutes. I'm hopeful. I don't know what to think of it, but I'm hopeful about his options today. Woodmere Betcha is training now, been in 220 for Jamie Smith in PEI. He said she looks very good. Admiral Dio will be in to go next week also. Qualified good, very happy with the qualifier. We'll train him on Friday. He will be in to go next week. Arson is in with Time Is On My Side on Friday. That'll be a lot of fun. Hunter Myers is driving Arson. He was exceptionally good the other day. I'll be completely honest with everybody. This is Time Is On My Side's last start. Win, lose, or draw. His last start before you give him a little break. I was going to turn him out in Ontario, bring him back. I might turn him out here for 2.5 weeks. Bring him back with Tim, and then prep him. Maybe just send him over to Mohawk to race one short, or prep him at the Meadows. He's going to the Juravinsky first in a half-mile track, so prepping him at Mohawk isn't really that helpful. He is going to be going to Harry Polt. He is going to race likely in the Juravinsky and race the month of May in Ontario. We have the Juravinsky, and then we have the Graduate first lag. And at that point, we'll be able to take a look and say, okay, does he belong in there? Are we going to go to the Meadowlands with this guy along the way? We'll see, but we'll let him tell us. I'm not going to tell him. Drebin, man, he was awesome the other day. That was as good as he could finish third, and much closer than I thought he'd be. He looked very, very good. Memory and Imagination is in. He's in the open with Money. Looks like Money on Friday. Not a real great spot for Memory and Imagination to be. The class wasn't going to go without him, and it's not going to be easy wherever he goes. There was no guarantee that he was going to get in at Miami Valley this week, so I opted to fill the class we could get rather than not and hope we could get him in somewhere else. Mounts for All, pick to win. He's not 9 to 5. He's not a 9 to 5 horse in there. If things don't go perfectly for him, he could easily become a 4 or 5 to 1 horse again. So we'll see how he plays, how everything plays out tomorrow for him. But he is definitely good enough to win if things work out. Tenacious Hanover was good last night. Just can't train him in between starts. When you're off 2 weeks, you're literally off 2 weeks. But if he gets in next week, he was good last night. Just a hair short. Time Is On My Side is in Friday. That'll be his last start until the first part of May. And Vehement. Couldn't do it. Just couldn't get the poor bugger in 3 weeks in a row. Could not do it. It was impossible. I have never in my life seen a horse harder to get in to race than Vehement. I don't remember. And that's not a lie. I don't remember a time or a horse being that difficult to get a race as it has been for the past 4 or 5 months with Vehement. It truly is shocking to me. Save America will train today. He'll train again on Saturday. We'll get him back at racing speed in about 2 weeks, I think. Spitfire Overseas. I'm on my way down right now to race Spitter at Miami Valley. Wish me luck. Tech Song Soprano races tomorrow, I believe, or the day after in the Yonkers. So good luck to Scotty and Megan and Texon. Greatest Ending is on his way back up to Northfield Park. His AST was high. He tied up his last start. 5,400. That's pretty good for him. That's not even anywhere near a record for him. So we got to get that AST down. I am mulling over his options, where we can send him, where we can't. We'll see where that ends very, very soon. I'm all over the place here. Greatest Ending. JK Victory is in on Friday. He's in a good spot. Also didn't get in last week. Looks like money. He's looking to sweep them. This will be 3 weeks in a row he wins the Open. I am shocked they filled the Open. We had to give them a little help with memory and imagination, but it was a bit surprised. Well, put it this way. It was either the Open doesn't fill without memory, and the backup class may not fill at all. So what do you want to do? Those were our options for this week with memory and imagination. Neptune blew a quarter crack out the other night. He needs that fixed, and then he'll be in next week, I believe. Rock Shining Star trained today, back in Saturday training. 3-point blue chip, also eligible this week. Put a bruise, a hematoma on his left hind up high the other day. He'll be in to go next. Wednesday, Thursday. He'll be in to go with the Meadows. Trosa was awesome the other day. 52 and 127 flat in the end of it. Pretty good mile for him. Yo Mister is in with Spitfire Overseas today. We have the 5, 4, and 7, or 5 and 7, something like that. Delicious Stone DK is back in to go Friday after making a little itsy-bitsy break this week on Julia Walker. He'll be back in with James, and I think Dominic City put the hobbles back on, but I'm not positive. Patrick DePerona, a winner the other day. Caught a tougher crew, a little snugger group. He's in the Open on Sunday night. He is coming in sharp. He is coming in good form. So we'll see how Patrick DePerona does on Sunday evening. That is it. Let's see if I missed any horses. Hopefully I didn't. It would be a rarity if I went through an entire list, top to bottom, A to Z, 1 to 10 ages, and never missed anybody. If I did miss somebody, feel free to drop me a line. I'd be happy to update you, but I believe now you are completely updated on everything going on at the stable today. Take care.